Welcome back everyone, I'm Rachel and in this video I'm going to go over the structure of the lateral cuneiform bone. The lateral cuneiform bone is located in each of the feet. If we take a closer look at the dorsal view of the right foot, which is the top of the foot, highlighted in red is the lateral cuneiform bone. If we now look at the plantar view, which is the sole of the foot, the lateral cuneiform bone is highlighted in red. Now we're going to look at the different landmarks and features of this bone. Here we have the posteromedial view and the anterolateral view of the right lateral cuneiform. This bone is wedge-like in shape and has 6 sides. The plantar and dorsal surfaces are roughened for ligament attachment. The medial surface has an indented strip along it where the intermediate cuneiform sits. It also has 2 small facets for articulation with the second metatarsal. Sometimes these facets instead form a narrow strip. The lateral surface has a facet proximally for articulation with the cuboid bone. It also has a facet on the distal portion of the surface for articulation with the fourth metatarsal bone. The anterior surface, also known as the distal surface, has a facet on it for articulation with the third metatarsal bone. The posterior surface, also known as the proximal surface, has a facet on it for articulation with the navicular bone. Let's now look at the articulations this bone has with other bones. This bone articulates with 6 other bones. The first articulation is with the second metatarsal bone. 2 small facets on the medial surface of this bone articulates with facets on the lateral surface of the base of the second metatarsal bone. The second articulation is with the third metatarsal bone. A facet on the anterior surface of this bone articulates with the proximal surface of the third metatarsal bone. The third articulation is with the fourth metatarsal bone. A facet on the distal end of the lateral surface of this bone articulates with a facet on the medial surface of the base of the fourth metatarsal. The fourth articulation is with the intermediate cuneiform bone. A strip along the medial surface of this bone articulates with a facet on the lateral surface of the intermediate cuneiform. The fifth articulation is with the cuboid bone. A facet on the lateral surface of this bone articulates with a facet on the medial surface of the cuboid bone. The sixth and final articulation is with the navicular bone. A facet on the posterior surface of this bone articulates with the lateral facet on the distal surface of the navicular bone. What about the muscles that attach to this bone? A portion of the tendon of the tibialis posterior muscle attaches onto the plantar surface of this bone. In some cases, a portion of the flexor hallucis brevis muscle originates from this bone. And that concludes this video on the structure of the lateral cuneiform bone. I hope you found it helpful.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, please subscribe and check out more of my videos.